Hi, this is Louie Mack.
And you're listening to
the Vulgar Parenting Podcast.
Episode 18. What's up? This is Scotty Boombox, and you're listening to the Vulgar Parenting Podcast. Yes. Back in the studio. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. We curse, we drink, we laugh, and we parent. This is the Vulgar Parenting Podcast. Thank you for listening. Subscribe now on iTunes. Give us that 5-star rating, and we will read it on air, no matter what it says. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/thevppodcast. Follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at Vulgar Parenting. Email the show, vulgarparenting@gmail.com. And of course, check out everything we do at vulgarparenting.com. The Vulgar Parenting Podcast is brought to you by SHS Audio Department.com. Check out shsaudiodepartment.com for all your pro audio needs, including DJ services, audiobook and podcast production, music production and music licensing, multimedia services, and creative consulting. Check out shsaudiodepartment.com. This episode is brought to you by our sponsors at Technically Speaking, the YouTube channel that is a must-subscribe for anyone that loves rants, raves, and reviews on technology, from audio and video gear to smartphones, from Google and Apple and apps. Peachy and Greg are producing weekly content for all the tech lovers out there at youtube.com/technically speaking. Go now, leave a comment that you heard about this fantastic channel on the Vulgar Parenting Podcast. And Choops, I'm happy to report.
What's up?
We did it again, baby.
What did we do?
We got another 5-star review.
Hey!
Here we go. Henley04 writes, LOLAF.
What does that mean?
As a millennial, you're going to have to translate this one for me, Choops.
Actually, I know what it means. It means laugh out loud as fuck.
Hell yes, Henley04. Laugh out loud as fuck. She writes, I look like an idiot, listening in the car, laughing out loud by myself. Seriously good parenting lessons here. My kids have benefited greatly by my knowing what not to do. Signed, Dawn in Minneapolis.
I'm assuming she's talking about the vulgar parent of the week and not the life coaching segment.
Oh, you're right. She could say, you know what, I've taken the opposite of everything you've said as my life coach, as my digital life coach. Ooh,
that's right.
Maybe that's a whole new angle for you. You're not just a life coach. You're a digital life coach.
I'm assuming that has nothing to do with technology because I'm not good at that. We're all aware.
You could take that a whole different way.
Whatever.
Digital.
But it sounds
Digital.
official.
Yeah, it does. It does. Well, Donna Minneapolis, thank you for listening. Thank you for the 5-star review. And the offer still stands. You write a 5-star review. Anything you write, we will read it on air. Well, I'm very excited to introduce today's guest host.
First ever, right?
First ever guest host. First ever. This came about because, as you know, in past episodes titled Hurricane Vacation, this hurricane season really put a damper on a lot of people's lives, but most importantly, on President Miller's vacation plans. So as such, bringing back to the Vulgar Parenting Podcast, first time as a true co-host here, we have the counselor.
That's her laugh.
I'm not the counselor here. It's
You are
really
the counselor.
Choops that's the
Well,
counselor
yeah.
in this
He's
basement.
he's more of a coach. He's more of a head
Oh.
coach. You're like the chaplain of the platoon. Kind of.
Okay.
So, how do you feel about being on the podcast this week?
Well, I found out about it tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm a hell of a
So I'm
planner.
totally confident.
Yeah, I'm a good
I feel
planner.
really good about it.
good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Want to state, first time I asked her, she said no, flat out. It was a no-go.
No go.
When Choops asked her, okay.
I have that wave.
He has puppy eyes.
That's right.
Oh, puppy eyes, don't let him.
Look into these things.
He needs a bigger ego than he already has. Without further ado, let's get right into it and find out what's up with this week's What's Up.
What's up?
As a vulgar parent, I ask myself, what's up with these headlines? First up, and what's up? A swingers party turns violent.
Hey.
Headline reads, Swingers party goes bad when jealous wife attacks husband with a minivan. Minivan is the big cue there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
You can't be a swinger without a minivan.
From Bay City, Michigan, a swingers party gone awry has led to a woman facing 3 felonies. Bay County Sheriff's deputies at about 10:30 p.m. on Thursday, September 21st, responded to an assault complaint in the 100 block of Walter Court. The caller told dispatchers that a woman was, quote, trying to run people over with a motor vehicle. Deputies arrived to see a red Dodge Caravan in front of a residence, and 28-year-old Amber...
Dodge? Do they even make Dodge Caravans?
Dodge
Is this like a
Caravans?
96?
I don't know. If you're not rolling with the town and country, you're just wasting your time.
That's right.
That's right. Minivan Mafia. A Dodge Caravan was out in front of the residence, and 20-year-old Amber Shoemaker, all right, Amber, was trying to enter the home with a screwdriver in her hand. Outside was her 33-year-old husband.
Did she check to see if the door was unlocked?
I don't think she was trying to break into the house.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I think she was there for blood.
Oh.
So, what happened was they show up to
Swingers party. Yeah.
swingers party, which I thought party was like, there was like multiple swingers, but it's just another couple.
Yeah,
It's
it's
kind of like a swingers double date. Let's be real here.
That's just called
Correct.
an affair.
Well, no, because they were supposed to be cool with it. I think that's the idea.
No,
behind
that's
it.
the
Oh,
idea.
so they're
at
down
another-
with it.
They're at
Well-
another. No, they're not. Wait a second.
Okay, let me break this down. So, two couples, husband and wife, 1 and 2,
You are as well prepped as
and
Miller.
and then the other couple. So they split apart. So husband takes the other guy's wife into one bedroom.
Okay,
Other husband takes the other wife into another room.
got it.
Might be in the same room. I don't know.
No, it was separate rooms
Oh,
in the
was it?
article.
Okay, it was separate rooms.
Okay.
Separate rooms. And then this Amber Schumacher, what's her last name?
Whatever.
Shoe something or other. She gets jealous and upset that
flips out.
because her husband finished up with the lady and they were coming downstairs
Oh,
and got mad
Okay.
and went postal. And then apparently tried
Okay.
to stab somebody.
Thank
with a
you for those
screwdriver.
cliff notes.
I got
that
you.
makes it a lot more clear. Thank you.
So the woman, while she's feverishly Googling, what does swingers mean?
That's right.
Stop. So innocent.
So, wife Amber, right? She gets jealous, comes down, slaps the wife or slaps her husband, right?
Correct.
Then 3 people followed her out.
I'm assuming the girl and the 2 guys,
yeah,
like the other.
those 3.
Yes.
Maybe it was the cameraman. I don't know.
If this was on camera and we have it somewhere, please send it in. 'Cause
Listeners,
I want to
send
watch.
it in. Yes.
Not necessarily the sex part. I mean, we will for study purposes.
Yeah.
But I want to see
character
the,
development.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so then she hops in her minivan, hops over the curb onto the sidewalk and towards the porch where the husband and the host were standing.
Mhm.
Right? Both men had to jump out of the way to avoid being hit. So then Amber drove away and came back a few minutes later. Like she had left.
She had left
She
and
decided.
she said, "Nope, fuck
and
that."
then shows up
I'm coming
again.
back.
Nope, not enough. Not enough. Getting another round in. Right?
Ooh.
So apparently, now the husband said that the wife attacked him because she was jealous.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's the most obvious statement you could ever give. Rock solid alibi.
But like, I
Because
feel like the
he
whole
led with,
idea
yeah, I was
of
sleeping with
being
this
a
woman over
swinger,
here,
yeah, you knew that this was
Hey, you're
happening.
not supposed to get jealous.
Like, you're supposed to be getting some too. It's like, I don't know why you're mad at me for doing what you're supposed to be doing as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be an agreement.
I mean, obviously Amber didn't know what she was signing up for.
I
She's
feel like that's
trying-
exactly what's
She's
happening.
I think that's
trying
absolutely-
to make
I thi-
husband happy.
Absolutely.
And she's like, I could be down with that. Why not? Like, we need to like spice up our marriage or whatever.
Sure.
And then she regretted her decision and decided to break out a screwdriver and like shank a mofo.
You can say motherfucker on this podcast, by
yeah.
the way.
We
Oh.
have the explicit thing
Oh, do you? Okay,
on
good.
iTunes. So,
Yeah.
yes, you don't
Yeah.
need to watch yourself.
Absolutely. Wow. I'm kind of looking. I'm like, you have like a serious look in your eye right now, babe. Like, you're putting yourself in.
In the
You're
situation.
putting yourself.
It's called
in the
empathy.
situation.
It's called
It is-
empathy.
Was that empathy?
Yeah,
No, that was
You know
some
what?
internalized rage.
I would stab you too.
It would stab. I know.
Actually, I'm Team
across the-
Amber on this one.
Across the table, I was like,
like-
ooh.
Like
Yeah.
Amber, I would never let it go that far.
You would not sign up for the swingers party.
I don't think so. No.
That's probably smart.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't
would
either,
you?
dude.
Almost
No.
married
No, man.
Choops?
I don't want to.
No.
No.
I-
no one wants
no.
to watch their. Oh, no.
I don't need to see another dick inside of my girl.
How do you become a swinger?
You
That's
just-
a $1 billion question right there.
nothing-
I have actually wondered that before. Like, because
I know swingers. I'm like, and
have I met these people?
no,
Okay.
I don't hang out with swingers ever. I
Perfect.
know swingers, but I don't hang out with swingers.
But, like,
you just don't
I-
go down that road.
slippery slope.
It's a real slippery slope.
But like,
Never
Like
get drunk
how-
with swingers.
how do you even like? Because somebody's got to broach that subject at some point. Like, what are you like at
I
a
think you're already
nice-
at like an 8 or a 9 sexually, and then stuff starts
Olive
to get
Garden
boring.
dinner, something
Stuff
like
starts
that?
to get boring.
You're eating all
It's
you
not
can
enough.
eat pasta because I think that's going on right now. Maybe some
Ooh,
breadsticks and
breadsticks,
salad,
unlimited.
and you go,
unlimited, and you're like, wait,
Unlimited.
unlimited salad?
and then you reach
Unlimited
both
breadsticks.
hands out. I'm doing this by the way.
Oh yeah,
You reach both hands out and
Ooh.
you say, "Honey,
yeah.
I need to talk to you about something.
Mhm.
I think we should see other people." Now, before you get mad, I don't mean like that. I mean like we're gonna meet another couple who's having this exact same conversation, and we're gonna sleep with each other and be okay with it. And don't try and hit me with a minivan.
Then she realizes this asshole took me to Olive Garden to ask me if he could cheat on me.
In front of me
This date's
while
over.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. It's a weird
Listen,
situation.
Once you're at that point, it's done.
Like I feel like there's no
It's
coming
not-
back.
there's no
I
Like,
think
just
you're right.
There's no coming.
done.
It's
There's
done.
no coming back.
There's no coming back from that.
No, you can't. Like
You're trying to be like,
No.
babe, we say it's okay for me to sleep with other people. You can be there. Want to come with?
I
Like,
love that she just used her Scott voice right there. Babe, babe. That's how I okay. We don't have to go down that road too far yet because we're really in the very start of this podcast. But
There's another layer to this though, because then there's
Go
like
on.
the voyeurism part where like some people are just into watching.
oh, that's a cuck. Yeah,
cuck.
it's a
Wait,
segment
cuck-
that
I don't
that
even.
Cuckold.
you-
I-
if you
I
get
don't know.
cuckolded.
You. All right. So this is for all the listeners out here. Miller and I, for a long
You can
time,
drink in the mic. You don't
Yeah,
have to
you-
hide your drink. We no one cares.
Miller and
Watch this.
I
I
were.
don't wanna mess it.
I love how you're trying not to mess this.
While we were coming up with all of our ideas and we have all our different segments, Miller and I at one point, before the Vulgar Parent of the Week came out, we're trying to come out with Cuck of the Week.
Cuck of the week.
Cuck.
So a cuckold
Cuck.
is a guy
C-U-C-K.
that
Okay.
that like basically gets off by watching his wife
Wife get nailed
nailed.
by some other man,
Listen,
and they sit there in the corner.
I have recently met
Go on.
somebody that's into this, and I told you about it.
I don't
yes.
think that. Well, yeah,
I'm not gonna
that
bring it.
was it.
Yeah,
That
that's
was it.
absolutely
I don't
what
think we
that
should
is.
bring it
Cannot-
up on the
you cannot
podcast.
drop that. You cannot drop that name. There will be really real ramifications. But yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah,
But it
That's-
was an interesting conversation. I mean, it was just very as a matter of fact. He's into his wife and she thinks she's beautiful. And I think that he looks at it as like a real life porn in front of him,
with his wife.
starring his wife.
Yeah.
That'd be weird. I would not be a part of that life.
Yeah.
Not me.
Mm-mm.
All right. So just a final note about this one before we move on. It was indicated at the end she blew a .156,
Which
almost
is-
double the legal limit. Not hard to do.
But
Been
no,
there,
I
done
mean,
that.
let's be honest
Like,
here.
how big is she?
But she said
There's a
she
picture of her.
had consumed up
Okay.
to a half-fifth of vodka.
That's like
Oh.
breakfast.
Half a
That's
fifth
not what
in the
That's
previous
what I
2
do before
hours.
school.
She's
There she
28.
is.
Oh, she looks so regretful. She's cute though.
She
I mean-
looks so regretful.
Well, she tried to hit her husband with a minivan after letting him sleep with another woman.
She's
they're-
like, I
those
wish-
are eyes full of regret.
last week's date at the Olive Garden now wasn't so bad by comparison.
That's right.
I thought it was going to spice up our marriage.
Oh God! On
Would
that
they?
note, we are moving on here.
What's up?
Headline: Toddler shoots 2 other children at a Michigan home daycare facility. This comes from Dearborn, Michigan, where a
Detroit.
daycare facility got a toddler at a Dearborn, Michigan daycare facility got a hold of a gun and shot 2 other young children Wednesday. The 2 victims, boys aged 2 and 4, were rushed to trauma centers with severe injuries. Quote, they're both shot. They're both very young. It's very critical. Now, not that funny. Want to give a little shout out here to the fact that this was a unlicensed. What was it? What was the word?
The home daycare facility is not listed with the Michigan Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would basically be
So it-
our babysitter.
Our babysitters.
I mean-
Exactly.
Have you talked to your babysitters about guns and not having them around your children?
I haven't.
I
I
have
mean,
not had
I
that
just
specific
trust her as a
conversation.
person, and
Are
she's
you-
wonderful.
Are
But
you second guessing?
Now I'm going to ask
no,
her.
I'm not.
I'm sure she listens to this podcast. She's going to have a report to me here soon.
Where do you keep your
Mara,
guns?
if you're listening.
And that's a trick question because if she tells me where, that means you have a gun.
Right
You know,
there.
where do you keep them? Huh? And then bingo.
Listen,
Wow.
she has like days of the week that she cleans the houses in certain areas of the house. Feel like she would not be neglectful of having guns around.
She runs a really tight ship, dude.
She
I
does.
respect that.
I was doubtful right out of the gate. Also now super doubtful about whether or not we should have run with this article, because some of them, listen, we get a lot of submissions, right?
Lots of
A
content.
lot of content out there about bad parenting. Lots of parents getting arrested for stuff they should definitely be getting arrested for. But some of them, it's like, ugh, this is too dark. Like, this
Yeah.
one's not funny. This
I
one
mean,
might, this one might be
Based
on,
off the
on
picture,
cusp
it
there.
doesn't look like the best neighborhood. So I respect the fact that they have
I know,
guns
dude. It looks like
to
beach walls.
protect the children.
Yeah,
However,
yeah, okay.
I feel like the kids should not be able to play with them.
Okay,
like you should have
listen.
like a.
You-
these are
you-
what you
hold on,
can
hold on,
play
hold on,
with.
hold on.
Those are what you
You're
cannot
taking a
touch.
harsh stance that children should not be able to play with guns.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think
Whoa,
so.
Yes.
whoa. Yeah,
Yes.
I love how he's drawing this line in the sand over here. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chief, for
You're so
donating
progressive.
that.
You
yeah,
left
whoa.
left winger.
I
You know
know.
me.
Wow.
I
But
mean,
I'm just saying, I get why they have guns there in case things get crazy
okay,
outside.
but
you
the
can
whole
protect
like
the
gun
kids.
for protection thing.
Betsy DeVos
okay,
and Bears?
like
Yeah.
let me put you in a situation.
Ooh, I like this.
Okay,
Go on.
You're lying in bed.
Is this like a fourth life coach question?
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
I mean,
I'm
kinda.
lying in bed.
You're lying in bed.
I'm lying in bed.
And stop it. And somebody breaks into the house and they run up to your home, like run up to your bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have a chance to get your fucking gun. Okay. You are having to protect yourself with your body. Okay. So I'm just thinking about like when I was working at the Rape Crisis Center, they're like, you have to learn how to defend yourself with your body because
That's why I keep my
99%
BMI
of the
up.
time, you're not going to have a gun on you when people are actually coming to attack you.
Mhm, mhm.
And you're not going to be able to think quick enough to actually pull a pistol out because people aren't actually trained to like shoot
Under
somebody
stressful situations.
under stressful situations.
No, for sure. I don't completely disagree with that. I even
The only reason
I
why
was
you
out
own
having
is-
a beer with-
you own a gun is when, like, the basic
the only reason why you should
cruxes of society start to actually crumble, and you can't call a cop to help you, right? Like when there's no water and there's a mass crisis.
Okay,
and
Scott, we
like,
go to.
you know,
You watch too many movies.
doomsday preppers.
Doomsday
shit.
You know,
preppers.
when we
That
get
used to be my
bombed by a
shit.
nuclear
Do they still
bomb.
make it?
Bruh, you're gonna make it when you and Amber come over here into my fucking panic room. When the shit goes down, I got 20 gallons of water back there. We're gonna be all right.
20 gallons of water.
Yeah.
I feel like they say a person a day needs a gallon of water.
I didn't say you'd live over here long, but you'll at least
kick
I'll
you
have
out after,
something
like,
to
3
drink
days.
after
That's right.
you like stop
Perfect.
over. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Awesome.
Listen, guys, take care of your damn guns. All right. God, I'm tired of having this conversation.
What's up?
All right, and finally, in what's up?
This one's amazing.
This is definitely amazing. Right here, man gets revenge on high school bully. Now, this first came out, I saw this first in the video format. Okay, this was Hot 96, I believe, has
Yes.
a special radio segment where someone can call in and propose as to why they should get Hot 96 to pay for a date, right? As to why they should get this. And this older woman,
Named Ariel.
Ariel,
Oh, her name's Ariel.
Ariel or Ariel?
Ariel.
Who knows?
I
Ariel.
can tell you the
I like
spelling
that.
here in a second.
So Ariel calls in. She says,
Arielle.
right? So, a woman had a great first date with a much younger man. She called.
It
she
sounded
called
like
this
there
radio
was
station.
multiple dates.
She said Rob had, quote, ghosted Ariel after the pair had slept together. She said she was upset. She thought they had a future together. So she calls the radio show. Shout out to Ramiro, Pebbles, Melissa, and Wiggy in Boston from Hot 96, hoping that they could help her rekindle this magic with her,
Younger man.
younger man here. So they call him.
20 years her junior.
Oh, yeah. She says, well, they no, because she had used the term ghosted.
Yeah.
And he was like, and she said,
Like something along. I think that's what they're saying.
that's
these
what they're
days.
saying. Like these
she's
kids.
old.
Yeah. So she's
She ain't a millennial.
20 years older than this guy.
Correct.
She calls in. gives him the whole rundown. They
He
call
was amazing in bed.
Amazing in bed. She even dropped that. She was
Yeah.
given like between the sheets like details. Took
Deets.
back to a nice
Made
dinner.
her feel ways that she's never felt before.
Ooh, yeah. So
Good old Ariel.
they call Rob
With a name like Ariel, I'm
They
actually
call
surprised that she hasn't been
Rob
for freakier things.
live. Oh my God! Shout out to all the Ariels out there.
That's right.
And
Sorry, Ariel.
it's all right. They call Rob live on air.
Correct.
Rob doesn't know.
He was very like
Skeptical.
very skeptical at the beginning.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think we should tweet this out when this episode drops, so
I
people
believe
can
so. Yeah, absolutely.
listen for themselves.
So
Like Ariel?
they don't know.
She knows what happens.
Protect yourself. Don't never look into the camera. So they call Rob. Rob
Correct.
doesn't know that Ariel's live.
Very skeptical. Has
Right.
no idea she's on the phone.
Doesn't know she's on the phone. Turns out, so they say, we want to hook you up with this woman named Ariel. She says
No,
she won't
they don't
call
tell
you.
who it is
No.
at first.
So
we want to send you on a date. We're gonna pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just have to go. The best thing is you know this girl. You've actually already slept with her,
Right.
and she said how great you were in bed. And,
And he
he's
goes-
just like, okay.
Yeah.
And then they tell him who it is. So he
starts dying.
starts laughing, and this is like the quotes. Wait a minute. So she called you because she thinks I'm great and she wants to go out with me. Yeah, we're calling because you wouldn't call her back. And Rob adds, I can't believe this is happening right now. This is hilarious. But when they asked why, he says, look, this is going to make me sound like a huge asshole, but whatever. So this is all kind of a revenge thing. Long story short, he found out that this is the mother of
His high school bully.
his high school
his,
bully.
His arch nemesis.
The kid that like he later on says like used to like beat him up, shove him in lockers, and throw shit like
Throw shit
feces
on
on him.
Yeah.
So he found his mom, and he's like, I'm gonna fuck his mom,
And he did.
and he did.
And then he took photos.
There was photographic proof,
BJ.
Then she hears on this
and
on
she
air.
goes
She hears it.
off.
And she goes off. And then he goes off. Whitney,
Yes.
you're an expert in the field
I
of school
mean-
counseling.
I mean-
haven't you how many lessons on bullying would you say you have given in
I mean-
your lifetime?
I
in
mean,
your
it's
career?
a focus. Like explicitly on bullying, we like have like a lesson on bullying to teach like what's the difference between teasing and bullying, because we're kind of having this epidemic of like, you know,
Gray area.
Johnny looks at me weird, everything's bullying,
Right.
right? So
Kids are too sensitive.
Well, yeah, kind of. And so you have to like, you know, let the kids know, like, does it happen over and over? Are they targeting you? Is it purposeful? Blah, blah, blah. But I mean, like,
How many times have you taught a lesson on bullying?
we teach a lot of lessons because when you think about it, we teach problem solving, we teach bullying, we teach, you know, so it's a lot
So,
of lessons that go into
Is it too late to
But-
incorporate this lesson into your next bullying lesson?
I think that this would be a great little
Like
ditty,
karma.
a ditty to
I
play
feel
to
like
my. I think
it's-
fifth graders could handle it.
It's a
Yeah.
real preventative
like-
measure.
If you bully
Kids,
this kid,
if
he
you
may-
bully
This
him,
kid, he may
sleep with their mom.
he may take a picture of his penis inside your mom's mouth, and she's looking right at the camera.
Thank you for doing my next month's lesson plans, guys.
You're welcome.
Exactly.
This is.
I'm
this is
saying-
Had you
awesome.
not come down,
Tangible evidence, and when you
these are the
mention
results.
Hot 96 in Boston, they're like, "Whoa, our guidance counselor's like really hip. What's going on?"
That's
here?"
right.
I'm not sure
You
if they'd
know?
say to hip. I think that like
Yeah,
Children's
okay.
Services
Yes, you're right.
might,
Thank
like-
you for reminding me of how fucking old I am. I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, and then they yell out Peachy Keen. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
hook, line,
Rad.
sinker.
so I'm most importantly in this, like, so she threatens him at the end and says, "Okay, now my son is going to beat your ass like he did back then." And
Yeah.
he says to wife, "Took whatever martial arts
Taekwondo.
classes." or-
Bondi or Krav,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, Krav Manga.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
that
been,
one.
Lavi.
now I'm gonna fight him and I would beat his ass. We gotta get that. I'm like, where's that update?
Yeah,
You know, like, okay,
What's
when this
going
on? What happens
actually
next?
goes down, when the bully has to face the kid he's been picking on, and then slept with his mom, and now he's got martial arts training now. How's this go? God, I want to see that.
I'm rooting for Rob. I'm Team Rob on this one.
I didn't pay for Mayweather McGregor. I would pay for that.
Oh,
one.
for sure.
A hundo.
For sure.
Easily.
All
right.
Is mom gonna be there?
Oh, mom
feel
has
like
to be there. I would
mom
only pay
has
for it if
to-
mom
I
was
wearing
feel
there.
like mom
sequins.
has to
She's been on
raise the
Dr.
arm of the
Phil.
winner.
Listen,
Yeah.
I have a picture of this mom in my head.
She's like the mom of the girl that's like the Cash Me Outside girl on Dr. Phil.
No,
She's
Jack-
on Dr. Phil now. She's got
Jacket
a whole talk show.
Happy.
Jacket Happy.
Jacket Happy. She has the
Oh
Jacket
my
Happy
God,
jean
you just dropped
jacket, bedazzled.
Dude, do you remember when? Okay, you just made a Jacket Happy reference that we have to explain,
Jacket Happy's
Jacket
going
Happy.
straight over my head right now.
bro. Roger Clemens' wife, Debbie
Okay.
Clemens, put out this.
Why do you know
hilarious-
who Roger Clemens' wife's
Because
name?
this was funny to us like 20 years ago. I don't even know.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I
she
could
had a
probably
website that
name
was called
half of my friends' wives by first name, let
Jacket
alone
Happy. JacketHappy.com.
the
She,
right
had, she,
You
was- she
need-
was selling bedazzled,
jean
like
jackets.
$450
Guys.
bedazzled specialty.
It was
jean
middle-aged
jackets.
women on trampolines and bedazzled jean
It was
jackets.
the funniest shit we'd ever seen in our lives.
That's
So
amazing.
For like
JacketHappy.com.
3 years, we were like Jacket Happy. Anyway,
I feel like she wears Jacket Happy.
I feel like there's no
Still.
better way to wrap up What's Up than that statement right there. Go check out JacketHappy.com. Guiding Life. Guys, it's time for Guiding Life, where 3 lucky listeners have been selected to receive parenting and relationship advice from the life coach, Ryan Choops. Get your life guided by sending your questions to Coach Choops at Ryan C. Life Coach on Twitter or email him, ryanchoopslifecoach@gmail.com. Get your life right at Ryan Choops Life Coach. Here we go. Coach, you feeling good?
Feeling great.
How are you? Here we go. From Anonymous.
Anonymous.
I respect the game. Has
All
to be
right.
Anonymous. Anonymous writes, excellent podcast. Love
Thank you.
laughing with you all.
Thank you.
My boyfriend and I have been together for quite some time now. We're not interested in marriage. However, as a 30-year-old something woman, I'm slightly embarrassed talking to my coworkers and friends and referring to my significant other as a, quote, boyfriend. It feels childish.
hmm
I'd just like to say that he's my husband. What should I do? Please keep this anonymous if you do read it on the podcast. Thanks so much.
We will keep it anonymous.
All right, anonymous.
We've already done it.
Your wish is granted. Now, as such, let's recap. 30-year-old woman. She's got a boyfriend.
Long-term relationship.
Long-term.
Not going anywhere.
Doesn't like to use the word boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
She says it's childish. I would just like to say he's my husband. What should I do? Coach.
First off, it is 2017, and do what you got. Do what you want to do. I mean, I think that
Yeah, it's
I
totally
think these
a different
social
day.
norms year by year are just falling apart. The whole, go to college. As soon as you're done, you get married. You start just blasting out children, so on and so forth. Like, I think that it's just not it. And I know a lot of people that sit there and we get married, but we don't want to have kids, or don't ever even get married. I mean, shit, my grandpa was married but not married to a woman for like 35 years. Like, they never were actually legally married, but they lived together and they did everything together.
Yeah.
It's normal. It is what it is. Like,
Question. Did Gramps call Graham's girlfriend?
I don't know what they said, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, but we called her grandma. I mean,
Maybe
she was
that's the
around.
answer. You don't have to say anything.
Did
Yeah.
they go to a swingers club?
Does she drive a Dodge Caravan?
I would hope so. No.
Seats 7.
No. I've got stories about this man, but I'm not going to say them on the podcast,
There
but
you
they're
go.
fucking hilarious.
Whole other podcast.
Whole nother story.
Story time.
But
On down
like, I'm with you. I mean, I get like, oh, my boyfriend, because I think that it shows a level of, I don't want to say uncommitment, because I don't know if that's a real word or
there.
not.
Non-committal.
Non-committal. It sounds non-committal, like your boyfriend, because you're supposed to be a boyfriend until you're fiance, until you're husband, and stuff like that. Honestly, I would be cool with saying husband personally, because like, it's just like, it is what it is. Like, if he's not going anywhere and you're not going anywhere, it is what it is. Like, if you guys don't want to have kids, you don't want to do it. Like, who the fuck cares?
I feel like if you want to call him your husband, just call him your husband.
yeah, for sure.
I feel
or
like
bae. I heard that kids say bae a lot now. B-A-E.
That's more of like a high
bae.
school thing.
Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs. There you
Yes,
go.
I love bacon and eggs.
I mean, I don't know. I would just, or even just like as simple as like my man.
Or like my partner. I think after a certain age, you kind of call him your like life partner.
Partner sounds weird. I don't love that one.
I'm
I would
not
say
a fan
man.
of that.
I would say man.
I get-
Like, me and my man will be there in a little bit. Like,
Whitney,
I feel
Whitney,
like
would you refer to your long-term boyfriend as your husband, even though you didn't have a ring? 'Cause
No.
I think it's a little different for a woman.
I don't think so, because I feel like that is like the whole,
But-
like you go through like a ceremony, and like once you go through this whole like kit and caboodle, like then you're husband and wife. Like I feel like if you don't go through the marriage, there's just different ways you refer to each other.
So you're saying don't call him husband.
No,
I disagree. I'd say do it.
because I get the
but-
boyfriend thing, because there's the word boy in it. Like that's what makes it sound
Man-friend.
immature. Like my man friend.
Yeah, there you
No,
go.
no, but like,
I like man
but-
friend a lot.
but think about it. I mean, because this is also coming from somebody who like wanted to be married, and like she clearly like
No, I
being-
made her.
you made her, forced her.
I forced her.
We're getting married tomorrow, bed.
I tricked her.
No, but I think
At
that
an
like
Olive Garden.
I think that if you sit there and say, I am okay with us never being married, but I still want to be committed, I think it's a term of commitment.
Mm.
And I say use it. And if or just something else. Like I would just sit there and like I mean, I don't know, you know, or we're just refer to him as first name. Just like I'm gonna say his name Guy, because Guy is an actual male name. Just like, yeah, me and Guy will be there later
Fieri.
night.
Yeah, me and Guy Fieri. That's a terrible idea.
Whoa, actually, don't do
Guy,
that.
my
No,
guy.
my guy. But I'm saying my guy or Mike
Yeah.
or Tom. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
Tom and I
listen-
will be there at this time. Like, you don't have to say, "Oh, my husband." I mean,
But then people are like, "Are you married?" No,
what's it matter?
it doesn't.
I mean, because to me, these are people you're talking to at work. That like, who goes to work and really cares that much about what their coworkers think
No,
about
I'm
them?
just saying some bullshit off the top of my head. They're like, "Hey,
Exactly.
how are you?" I'm like, "Fucking
I
miserable." How
care
the fuck
about my
are you?
coworkers. Hey,
I actually love your coworkers.
No, but my thing is like, and obviously there are people that you work with, but like anybody that matters enough in your life knows your situation and knows that it's cool because you guys are both happy with it.
Right.
If you guys are both happy with it and you guys are both happy with calling each other husband and wife, then that's what you should do.
mm-hmm.
There it is.
Okay,
One final question.
do your thing.
Boom.
Because what I was thinking was, you know, I'd like to say he's my husband. What should I do? What do you think about something that's very 2010s, 2015, 2017? What if she proposed to him?
No.
I don't think she wants to be married.
No, because she doesn't want to get married.
I think she just wants a more
It's not
mature
like
thing
a
to call this.
he doesn't
man.
want to get. I don't think it's a he does. I think that's what it is. I think she wants a mature way to call their relationship. That's not boyfriend, because boyfriend can be. We've been together 6 months, and clearly they've been
And
together
it opens
long
up
enough
a
to
lot
make
of
life just-
questions. Just like if you've been married for like 5 years, people are like, "So you having kids?" Like
Yeah.
people feel like they have the
Exactly.
right to like start asking questions.
See, listen, Anonymous, what I think I'm hearing from all of our co-hosts tonight is that fuck people, they're the worst. They ruin everything. They ask dumb
Exactly.
questions and make you feel bad about where you are in life.
You do
If
you.
you're
Fuck
happy,
everyone.
do your thing. 2017.
Everyone's
Do your
2017,
thing,
y'all.
girl.
Shit, it's
2017.
almost 2018 at this point.
Yep.
Might be 2018 by the time you hear this podcast. All right, next up, Layla from Henderson, Nevada. Henderson, that's right around Las Vegas, isn't it? I think I got a homeboy out there. Anyway, Layla from Henderson, Nevada writes, Coach Choops,
What's up?
my 15-year-old daughter is asking me for help in getting her birth control. Is this a good idea for someone so young? Love the show. Thanks. Thanks, Layla. Excellent question.
Very good question.
Excellent question, Layla.
I mean, luckily it's not my daughter. Ayo. Just
There you
kidding.
go. There it is.
Just kidding.
All right,
Layla.
so
I'm gonna revert back to kind of my last answer and say it's 2017.
mhm.
I would sit there and, I mean, you got to have a talk with the girl and make sure she knows what she's signing up for.
Okay.
Tell her that guys are assholes.
Yep, that's A.
Mhm.
Probably
Guys suck, especially 15-year-old guys.
And one, it's probably, that should be 1A and 1B.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I
Yeah,
would
solid.
just try and dissuade her from wanting to procreate ever. Tell her like it's horrible.
That works a lot.
Does it?
Yeah, like lawmakers telling us to just not have sex instead of trying to get birth control.
Did you
Work
just lump
for
him
me.
in with the GOP there? That
I
was
think so.
that was-
Whatever.
So.
I love sitting across from both of you right now while you're coming up with this answer, while a female is literally physically stewing beside you. I can feel her like.
That's why she's not.
I'm just waiting for my turn. I know this is Choop's segment. I'm letting him have
his. This is
his
a life coach part.
I'm
sorry. So tell her. Okay, so long story short, tell her that guys suck.
Yeah.
You really don't want to be doing this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's a 15-year-old girl, and you can't, as Miller would say, put a leash on her because
right.
Miller is anti-leashing your children.
Shout out Miller.
Even though he's not here,
Rest in peace.
I'll that part. I'll give him credit for that.
Wait till he has a daughter.
No, but at the same time, I would sit there and say, you know what, a girl on birth control is better than a pregnant 15-year-old girl.
Well said. All right, let's swing it over here.
But
to
at the same time,
okay, I like this.
Guys suck. You really don't want to be doing this. Like, that's how you get herpes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want to show the STD video.
Bingo.
The pictures.
All right, so as a female,
So apparently
any
you disagree
final-
with all my answers.
No, I don't.
any final.
I don't,
input?
honestly. No, I mean, girls use birth control for different things. So, I mean, it might be acne. It might be because
There's a lot of
cramps are excruciating.
Ancillary benefits to this stuff.
So there's other.
I'm assuming it's
there's
because
other
girls trying to get nailed.
right. But what I would tell my baby girl,
Layla.
I can't.
Oh, Layla's the mom.
my baby girl
Is Lena.
Lena, not
This
Layla.
has turned to my daughter.
I'm saying Lena.
So,
when
as
Lena's
in the
15
person in the
years
article.
old,
Yes. Listen, I am fine with her going on birth control, but I would say, like, this is a backup. Like, you don't tell a guy you're on birth control. Like, this is a backup
Ooh, I
to,
like
like,
smart.
Still use the condom.
to,
Still
like,
use the condom. Still wrap it up.
like, wrap it up, pull up, plus what other method, like,
Condom-
rhythm method and everything else is there.
CondomDepot.com. Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
Shout out.
basically what we do.
Now, would you? Hey-yo. Now, how would you guys feel? I mean, so we're getting away from Layla. I think we answered the question. So now
Pretty
we're
sure we
going on
just
to
said we have
Lena.
The sex life of a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Basically,
So
that's where our
We just really
relationship
don't
is.
want to be pregnant again.
when
You don't really want to be
I don't
pregnant
wanna be
again.
pregnant
I just want to
again.
get laid.
Right.
when Lena turns 15 and asks to go on birth control, can I come over and tell her some things that I did as a young man to dissuade her?
This is the
From wanting
first
to-
time
anything to
you
do
have
with guys.
ever
Okay.
taken an active interest in raising my children, and I'm going to go with yes.
Because I've been an
Like,
asshole
what-
once or twice in my life. Only once or twice. I've played Rob before.
Yeah.
Listen, as a girl that went after, I mean, honor society, cheerleader, straight A's, like I was a good
Does
girl.
your arm reach around that far to pat yourself on the
And
back?
I mean, let me tell you, homecoming queen. No,
Ooh, you got the homecoming queen?
Yeah,
I'm
dog.
joking. But so,
On my second try.
but
Better late than never.
like, whatever you say is secondary to.
That's why it can't come from Scott and it has to come from me.
She's gonna do what she's gonna do. Like what the basis is like what standards she has for herself, how confident she is. Like
Probably
if you
with the tattooed DJ.
if you lift oh
With like half
Probably.
his head shaved or some shit.
you all look super disappointed. when I
Yeah.
mentioned-
I married a tattoo DJ for the
know.
record, listeners.
I know.
And you've regretted it for how long? Just kidding. Don't answer that.
8 years. No, I'm
Once-
kidding. I love you, baby. 10 years, going strong.
Once a month.
Once a month. Ooh.
That sounds pretty good.
Babe.
You just okay. That's a really earnest look.
She
Layla,
might not regret it. Holy shit.
Layla from Henderson. Thank you for bringing my family closer together with your question and finding some auxiliary parenting for my young teenage daughter.
Can I
who
say
currently
something
is
to Layla?
Yes, give it to Layla.
Be happy your daughter is talking to you about it.
That's
My
kind of
God,
true.
I'm gonna melt my fucking heart over here.
I never
Very
thought
true.
about
Honestly,
that.
like I
true.
never felt comfortable bringing it up. Like it was just an uncomfortable topic. So like I hope, I think she should be happy her daughter's talking to her about it.
Yeah, I felt really uncomfortable the first time I brought up sex around your mom.
Are you talking to my mom about sex?
That didn't go well. That's a later podcast. All right.
So my daughter's pregnant. You want to tell me how this happened? It wasn't from us having sex. I
All right.
promise.
I'll put a ring on it. All right, and our final lucky listener who gets this rock solid life coach advice. That sounded really gross there for a second. Tony from Kansas City. Tony from Kansas City writes, Coach Choops, my wife wants me to take the kids to Cabo for a family vacation. I like the sound of Cabo, but I really don't want to take the kids. Should I do it? I'm afraid that if I say no kids, she'll back out of the whole Cabo idea. Keep doing what you're doing. Love the podcast. So, wife brings up, babe,
Yeah.
I'm going to take you to Cabo. Let's take the kids down there. It'd be a great time.
Mhm.
In the back of his mind, he's like, oh, Cabo sounds dope. Kids, hell's to the no. How does he play it?
Tony,
Excellent question, Tony. Thanks for writing it.
I'm on your team. I go no kids all
No
day.
kids all day.
Because you're going to Cabo, you got to do
Literally,
one of
he
those
has no kids, so he literally goes no
No
kids
kids
all day.
all day, every 24/7. So to me, I would sit there and I would say, this is if I'm paying this much money to do this Cabo vacation, I definitely don't want my kids around. Plus, those all-inclusive vacations with all
inclusive.
inclusive. No, if you're gonna do it, you got to do a all-inclusive vacation where you can drink as much as you want,
As much as you want. It's
all
amazing.
paid for.
All paid for.
You know what I don't want around is my kids ruining my all-day drinking for a week straight.
Yeah. No.
So,
So how does he play it? So we have established we're definitely with Tony. No
we
kids. at
are,
Cabo.
Yeah.
hell no, not happening. I would sit there and book it,
Mhm.
just the two of you, and don't tell her.
Can I give
At
better
first, wait.
advice to this?
Wait, I'm not done yet.
All right, go ahead.
whose segment this is?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I asked if I could go to the bathroom.
Okay, so
No, you can't yet. Just wait. We're almost there. God damn it, woman.
we're on the home stretch, girl. Okay.
It's literally like having Miller back in the studio. She's one thing after another. She's on her fucking phone. She's not paying attention. I got to pee. Can we take a break? Welcome back, Miller.
What's that? What's that?
You
Okay,
didn't
so
fucking
what's that hotel? Like it's like Wolf Ridge Mountain or whatever. It's like the water park indoor. You see, you drive
Texas.
by. I don't know what it's called. There's different ones. But
Big
it's like,
Wolf Lodge?
is that what it is? It's like
Yeah,
a
it's got
water
the
indoor water
Yeah.
park.
Yeah.
And you see the slides around the outside and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So what you're gonna do is the weekend before, book one night there, Saturday night.
Boom, kids.
One. Your children get one night.
Yeah, you don't want to hang out one of those places. more than one night.
You
No.
just splurged to go to Cabo. You don't have enough money for two.
Hello.
Come on now.
I love that you're thinking about the budget too.
Yeah,
Tony, I hope you're writing this down.
So what you're gonna do is not tell the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 weeks before, tell her, like, look, when we booked it, some shit happened. Kids' passports did not come through. They aren't coming. Don't worry. Already got babysitting set up with grandma and grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
But since we feel bad they're not going, we're going to the Wolf Hotel
Great,
and
great
Water
Wolf
Park.
Lodge.
Yeah, the Wolf Hotel.
I think
Yeah,
this is
and water
horrible
park.
advice for the record.
So that way, because the kids don't know what they're missing out on. Like
think you
shit,
understand
they're
this
having
podcast.
they're having a great time with grandma and grandpa, eating all the candy in the
Yeah.
they're getting what you're getting in booze
Boom.
and candy at
Yeah.
grandma and grandpa's house,
And yeses, just
And-
yeses.
and
There's no no's at Grandma and Grandpa.
they got to ride all the slides in water park a week before.
Oh yeah, big time.
So they're not missing out on anything.
They're not mad.
She doesn't feel bad because we did something with the kids,
And they're getting grandkids time.
and you're out getting shit canned on the beach.
Yep. Tony, this is lock solid. Whit, do you agree?
Just
With
say
part
yes.
of it. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. No, I agree. But I think that you could just plan an adult vacation and a family vacation. That's typically what we do.
Is that not
without
what I just said?
without any lies. I mean, you don't have to lie and say there's not a passport.
We gotta make it
But
exciting.
he's afraid that she's going to say no. But if it's already
Hey,
paid
grow
for,
some balls.
if
William, or
if it's
whatever
already
it is.
booked and paid for, like if
William
you're
or
not
whatever
going,
your name is.
what's the name of that swinger girl from Michigan?
Ariel?
Amber Shoemaker.
Amber Shoemaker.
No, Ariel
'Cause
was the
if-
mom who
Tony,
got
if you're-
fucked by the kid.
If you're,
that her
she
son-
might go with you too, though.
Yeah, she's going to Cabo.
One of the A name girls from earlier, you would invite. You just sit there and say, "Hey, if you're not going to go, I heard this podcast and I found these two girls that'll probably go with me.
All right.
Girls trip. Make it a girls trip.
All right. Well,
Boom.
hey, Anonymous, Layla, Tony, thanks for writing in. Excellent advice as usual. This has been Guiding Life. All right, guys, fantastic week so far. But the pod just keeps getting better and better because it's my favorite time of the week where we get to choose who's this week's winner.
You are the vulgar parent of the week.
Vulgar Parent of the Week is brought to you by romantic suspense and mystery novelist Deborah Gaskill, whose latest novel, Kissing Fits, is now available on Amazon at deborahgasconovels.com. In the fourth installment of her Fits series, a woman is found shot dead on a couch, a mayor with something on the side. These two cases take a surprising turn, and the next Fits detective novel, Kissing Fits, available now on Amazon.com and deborahgasconovels.com. Be sure to mention the Vulgar Parenting Podcast sent you. All right, guys, we have a special mom-focused, mom-centric, mom-centrifugal segment this week for Vulgar Parent of the Week, in that we have three fantastic mothers in honor of my children's fantastic mom, Whitney, in studio with us tonight. All right, let's get right to it.
Sweet.
First up, an impatient mom gets jail time for pulling gun on her son's barber. The barber.
On the barber.
He's getting his haircut.
Yeah.
Not shockingly, this does come to us from Ohio. It comes to us from Cleveland. A woman accused of pulling a gun on a Cleveland barber because he was taking too long to cut her 7-year-old's hair has been sentenced to 6 months behind bars. 31-year-old Andrea Smith, all right, Andrea, was sentenced Tuesday. She previously pleaded guilty to menacing, child endangering, and carrying a concealed weapon. She apologized at the sentencing and acknowledged she briefly pulled a handgun from her purse at a barber school in April that she had no license, but she denied waving it or threatening the barber. So hold on.
Waving it like a legit.
Willy nilly.
Like brandishing it,
Yeah.
brandishing the fire.
This is my favorite part.
No, it's a
Spitting it on
barber
your
school.
finger.
This is my favorite part. Is the last sentence. The barber finished the haircut, and then Smith left with her children. Like, the dude had a gun pulled out on him,
He's like,
and he's so
nah.
dedicated to his job.
You know what's amazing though?
Can't let him leave.
Have
Looking
to-
stupid.
That's right.
I think lost in this is the fact that it happened at a barber school. You guys ever been to a barber school to get your hair cut?
No.
It's kind of a shit show. All right, so this guy's not even a barber yet. He's learning. He's in school. So this dude is not just a barber. He's in school. So she pulled a gun in a fucking school
On a student. Let's
on
just
a
call
student.
Let's
who
just
is-
call the spade a
who
spade
has
here.
who has sharp edges around her son's head. Like, I imagine it's a clipper. There might be a guard on it. Either way, he could have a straight razor. He could have scissors.
Scissors or
Like-
sharp.
Like, I would never pull a gun on someone who had scissors next to my kid's throat unless...
Poor choice.
Unless you're confident with your shot. If you have a good shot, good aim.
I'm not a good shot. I'm telling you right now.
Well, Andrea, whatever her name is, must be.
If I get ammo, I'm getting one of those ones that sprays
What would
like a
somebody have to do for you to pull a gun on them to threaten them for something?
shotgun.
Like, my guess would not be somebody at the
Like
barber
taking
shop.
too long to cut your kid's hair.
No,
That fate is not high enough.
She probably had someone
that
to
is
go.
not what I had pictured.
Stop
That was
making
not on
us-
my Pinterest board.
Well, I don't
No.
know, because you could argue if my kid walks out looking like Macklemore, I'm getting pissed.
That's very true. That haircut
You're
is
just
not good.
setting him
Nothing.
up for failure.
There is nothing I pull a gun
He's
on.
going to be having
No.
sex with
Unless I
his
think...
bully's mom.
There you go. He's... Touche, dear.
Bring it back.
You get how this podcast works. 3 segments in. Fantastic work. All right. Well, that's a fantastic first candidate. We're going to, don't forget, Cleveland's Andrea Smith. All right. Next up, our second mom for this week's Vulgar Parent of the Week. Mom arrested for buying drugs for her daughter. I know. From Adrian. Where the hell's Adrian?
I'm not really sure.
All right, so a mother and an Adrian restaurant owner have been accused of providing marijuana to her teenage daughter. Maria Anastasia Guerrero, by the way, fantastic name,
Fancy.
38, was arraigned Wednesday in a Lenawee County District Court on one felony charge of delivery or manufacturer of marijuana.
How do you manufacture marijuana? I thought that just grows.
Well,
I'm
I
no
mean,
botanist,
growing.
Delivery or manufacturer, I think, is the key there. So if you grow it or if you transport it, right? You're not allowed to transport it. You're basically slanging weed, right? Right. It says, okay, from an affidavit in the court file from the region of the Irish Hills Narcotics Office, their drug enforcement unit said that Guerrero and a 17-year-old male bought marijuana together in Adrian and that she allowed the 17-year-old to have it in her home with her teenage daughter. Hold on a second. This woman got a felony for buying weed from a 17-year-old boy and then probably smoking it with them in her house, and they're both
Correct.
17. All right.
I'm not saying it's a great mom.
It's
You
not a
ain't
great mom.
selling me on a felony, though.
I mean, not Mother of the Year.
A felony?
And you own a restaurant. Like, you can get your daughter a job waiting tables at Maria's Sunny
Buy your own
Side
weed.
Cafe
Yeah,
or
go
whatever
buy
it was
your own
called.
weed.
And
It's a part of the life.
yeah, if your daughter needs weed that much and you're willing to give it to her, just throw her an extra 50 a paycheck and
Yep.
tell her don't buy that mid shit.
That's right. Or, hello.
That's
you-
just dumb. Like, why are
run a
you getting
restaurant.
yourself in the middle?
The whole back of the house knows where to get weed.
Yeah.
You
Right.
got chefs back there.
True
You
story.
got cooks. You got the folks that are, bar backing.
Yeah.
All that stuff. All those dudes know how to get weed. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's be real. You're just not resourceful. You're the non-resourceful parent of the week, right?
Yeah.
Like, you got to get it together. Whit, what do you think about the fact, though, that she's smoking herb with her 17-year-old daughter and a 17-year-old dude, just an unnamed other dude?
I mean, too young. Too young.
No, yeah, let's
I
start
mean,
there. Good.
like, once I went to college, my parents let go a lot, and they started to like divulge, like, oh yeah, I did this in college, whatever else.
Keyword
like,
though, when you were in college,
Yeah,
when
like-
you're an adult.
when
17
you're
though.
like
I mean,
17,
you're
there's still
senior
like,
in high school. You're 1 year away from being in college.
no. I mean, like, there's still that level of respect and understanding the law, and it's just. I don't want to be that parent that's going to have the responsibility of like kids coming over to my house and smoking weed and drinking at my house. Like, I just don't want that responsibility.
No, God, no.
You
kind of
know,
responsibility
like, I don't
is
want to
that?
be that parent
All you have to do is turn a blind eye.
Listen,
No,
it's not
because-
that I don't want the
Put the
responsibility.
blinders on.
because then somebody leaves and they drunk drive and there's a whole layer. I mean, parents do it. They think that they're safer because they're at their house, but
See,
then
but, like,
you don't
it-
think about the other 50 fuckards that are drinking at your house.
The yin yang of our marriage is on full display here because I don't want to host the party because these little fuckers are going to take my weed and my booze. So same reason.
Right.
I'm not hosting. Get your
We
little
work
Because I'm not
hard
paying.
for booze.
go buy your dirt weed somewhere, kid. That's called
That's right.
growing up. You got to figure it out. You might take a few raps, but don't do it. Come on.
Yeah.
This lady again, non-resourceful. You got a restaurant. Half your staff can get you weed.
I feel like you
Get your
need to
life
be
right.
like an adult commiserating with your like adult children that also have children, and then you're like, sure, I'll smoke weed with you, and then it's like a shocker, and like it's an adult thing to
you're
share.
taking that fun
you know,
away. You're taking that fun part away. Like when
Yeah.
you finally
Like, don't
smoke
do it as a
weed,
kid.
Like with your parents, like a little later in life. That's legitimately
Right.
kind of cool and fun. I also kind of feel bad because I have a gut feeling that Maria Anastasia Guerrero, 38,
It's impressive.
she wrote into the show.
I like the tongue roll.
I believe
That's hot.
if I'm not mistaken, play your cards right, huh? I believe she wrote into the show and asked if she should buy her kid weed, and she didn't make the cut. I didn't think it was that good of a. So maybe this one falls on us. So maybe we need to start like a Kickstarter because she didn't get the full life guidance that she could have, where we would have told her how to avoid this.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So look for the GoFundMe. All right. We owe this lady some legal assistance. All right. And our third and final candidate for this week's candidate for Vulgar Parent of the Week. Here we go. Mom involved in a crash with patrol cars, charged with child abuse and battery on deputies. This comes to us from Martin County somewhere. A woman is being charged with child abuse and was held in Martin County Jail with no bail Thursday morning after she crashed her car into 2 sheriff's deputies' vehicles, according to the arrest affidavit. Aaron Cabot, 38, another 38-year-old, was arrested Wednesday and charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery on law enforcement officers, 3 counts of child abuse, and resisting arrest without violence and fleeing and eluding law enforcement officers.
How do you resist arrest without violence?
You run away.
You run.
Yeah. You're avoiding what's ultimately going to happen to you anyway because they have helicopters and tanks. I don't know where these people think they're going to run to. All right. Anyway, Cabot said the whole incident happened because she was scared and trying to get away from her husband. There you go. Got to blame it on the guy here.
Always.
Just kidding. But you should. I think it's a solid defense. Deputies were called after Cabot and her husband got into an argument in the car line. Oh, my God.
So they're dropping kids off at school.
At Seawind Elementary School.
There were 3 kids in the car.
In the 3700 block.
2, 3, and 7.
Oh,
We've
my
had-
God.
We've had a lockdown because of
Parents
a
going at it.
domestic dispute. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Was it?
Did it make the
happens.
news?
No.
Oh.
Wow.
I mean, nobody was running into cars.
Cop
but-
cars.
And then,
But parents
And then
parents
running
can be
away from the
crazy.
cop.
well, they
car
said, they said
accident.
that there was like a cop car tried to pull out in front of her van. She hit the cop car,
Full of rage.
and then a civilian pulled a van behind her to basically like trap her in because she was like, just
Losing it. She was.
and then
she was
that's
going-
when she
was on
hopped
11.
out of the car and left.
Okay.
I mean, she
listen.
got a.
But her
she got-
defense doesn't make any sense. Then I was afraid of my husband. Help is literally on the way. It's
Yeah.
right in front of you.
Yeah, those are the guys that are actually there to
Yep.
help you out.
May I interject?
Sure, that's why you're here.
No, honey, this podcast you have to like talk louder than everyone else, and then we pipe
Okay.
down.
So, I mean, this is not a rational being, obviously. Like, she
Correct.
she is in her, like, fight or flight brain,
Fight
you
or
know?
flight, yep.
Like,
Absolutely.
she's not thinking about what's the most rational next step. Like, I wonder what I should do next. If she's being attacked by somebody and she's afraid, she's thinking, how do I keep myself alive?
I disagree. I'm going to disagree. I've watched a lot of like Planet Earth and Animal Planet shows,
Yeah.
and like you always see like when like there's like a water buffalo or gazelle or something like that, and the lion's coming up to get them, they always protect the children first. Like
Yeah.
that's their like mentality
Yep.
is protect.
You
the
gotta know
kids.
you got 3 kids.
You
in
have
the car.
3 kids
you do
in
have
the
the
car.
instinct.
Yep.
You have 3 kids in the car. What you shouldn't be doing is running down police cars
Holy
in
shit,
your
I-
minivan.
This is true. For a second, I forgot that the children were in the car.
Yes. If there was a guy like with a gun chasing her, sure, run out, girl.
Mhm.
But you have kids in your car at a elementary school with police officers around. Like, there's no need for this. You crazy.
Obviously. there's
Life
no-
coach, I would agree with you.
no,
Hey, I got one.
This just happened. Wow. And it happened on wax too,
Boom.
which is pretty impressive. All right, so we have 3 nominees this
3
week.
nominees.
Okay, let's do a little quick recap here, and then I'm going to hand it over to Coach Choops for his first vote. Okay, here's this week's nominees. 1, impatient mom pulls a gun on a barber in a barber school. Number 2, mom arrested for buying drugs with a minor for her minor daughter. Number 3, mom drives into 2 sheriff cars because of a domestic dispute with her husband with 3 kids in the back. Coach Choops, who you got this week? Who's your vote for Vulgar Parent of the Week?
I am going with the mom who bought drugs for her daughter.
Ooh, interesting.
Just for sheer stupidity. I feel like at 17 years old, like you should tell your daughter to go buy her own drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm even okay with you. Like, you just, like, why are you putting yourself in the middle of this?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's just out of sheer stupidity. Like, the lady in Cleveland, like, she's upset. She probably had somewhere important to be. Like, telling this kid, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
Yeah, valid excuse there, sure.
Yeah, boom. Cool, whatever. Yeah, I think just out of sheer stupidity. And you caught a felony for, like,
All right.
yeah. No, she wins in my book.
All right, so you went with mom arrested buying drugs for daughter. I'm going to go a little different route because I used to run a hair school. I have a very close affinity to the first candidate, the mom that pulled the gun in the barber school, and the fact that it is a school setting. Like, it's not just at some, Tony's Quick Cuts on the fucking east side.
Yeah.
You're in a setting that has people that are in charge of this dude.
Yeah.
You're not in his shop. Like, there's other people you can go to. There's instructors, there's staff. You're already getting a cheap as hell haircut. Okay, you're at a fucking barber college.
It's gonna take you 25 minutes.
Columbus Barber School, I think it's $3.50, $4.50, like literally $3.50 for a haircut. I'm not
What
kidding.
a deal.
And they only take cash. So you're
Sounds illegal.
you're going there because it's cheap. You have low expectations.
Yeah.
You're not. This is not Mario Tricosi's crazy salon and spa. Like, and then she still pulls a pistol. Like, first off, you have a 7-year-old kid. You're packing a pistol. Okay, I understand you're in Cleveland, right? Okay, but dude, my vote. Impatient mom pulls a gun on a barber
From Ohio.
from Ohio. I also got to go with Ohio.
Keep it local.
Keep it local. Now, here we are. Tonight's, you get the deciding vote. Whitney Rose, which one is it going to be? Is it going to be the mom arrested for buying drugs for her daughter, or the mom arrested for pulling a gun in the barber college?
Or you could throw out our first ever tie,
yeah, and you could just
and you could throw a complete wrench into everything and
everything
go
we've
with the
built
mom that
for
ran
all
down
of this
police
hard work.
officers.
Yeah.
Listen, I already had one in my head,
All right, I like that.
Okay.
and this just proves that my husband and I are just on the same wavelength.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh. It was meant to be.
I am going to choose the woman that pulled a pistol on a barber.
Why?
Let me tell you why. So, as a mother, I feel like
Yeah.
I've had more of those like crazy impatient moments where it's like an out of body experience, like an Ally McBeal moment, where you're like picturing something happening.
No, I don't. But
Did
go
you
on.
say an Ally
I
McBeal
just made an
moment?
Ally McBeal moment. Like,
I've never watched that show.
Crickets.
Yeah.
so, like you imagine, like in your head, like I could do this to this person, but that's something that's in your head.
Yeah.
Like obviously you would never do it. This crazy bitch did it.
Yeah. And next level.
Next level.
Next
Like
level.
she let parenting get to her.
All right. Well, hey, shout out to 31-year-old Andrea Smith from Cleveland, Ohio.
You are the Vulgar Parent of the Week. Yeah, man, this is Vulgar Parent of the Week.
I want to say that went very, very well because my wife said, again, we are on the same page. Choops, you look as shocked as ever.
Yeah. Did
All right,
not
guys.
see that coming.
We got one final article in a little segment we like to call
Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap It Up is brought to you by CondomDepot.com. If you're not yet ready to become another vulgar parent, visit CondomDepot.com for a great selection at affordable prices, plus free and discreet shipping. That's CondomDepot.com. All right, let's wrap it up with this final article.
Yep.
Law that punishes parents for their kids' bullying actions. Choops, where does this story come from?
North Tonawanda, which is a suburb of Buffalo.
Shout
I actually
out.
will be up there here in a couple days.
Really?
Yeah.
You going to Ralph Wiley Stadium?
It's called New Airfield now. And
Oh,
it
they
was
sell it out.
was Ralph Wilson Stadium.
Who's Ralph Wiley?
I have no idea, but Ralph Wilson used to own the Bills.
Sick.
So, yep, we going up there.
Hashtag Bills Mafia.
Tailgate time.
All right, so Whitney, in your expertise, you've actually heard of this article, right?
Yes,
Can,
I have.
Before we brought it
can
up.
you give us a brief
I heard
synopsis?
about it on NPR this morning.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So give us just a brief 20-second, what is
is it?
this new law and what does it mean for our fellow vulgar parents out there?
Okay, so from what I understand, the parents have to serve time if their child is found guilty for bullying. So they have to the parents serve jail time, and then the kids, this is my problem with the law. Like, then the kids get to, stay at home and, torture kids in their empty home without parents. I don't understand the law.
Right.
But so the idea is that the parents are being publicly
Punished.
embarrassed and punished for
Well,
their
I
children.
think the idea is it's like, hey, if you're going to try and fuck up my week and send me to jail because you want to be a little dick in school, Like
I'm gonna do something
crack,
about it now.
I'm gonna
now
crack
I'll
the whip a
actually do
little bit
something
more
about it.
about
I will
it. Yeah.
actually do something
And I don't
about
think
your
it's
shitty behavior.
I mean, I'm no lawmaker or anything like that, but I can't imagine it's like a first time offense, like your kid pushed my kid, go to jail. But I think I think it's a serial, like, hey,
yeah, we've
your
given you,
kid's
you've got
doing
multiple
this,
letters.
like
yeah.
you need to, and if the parent's not doing anything to try and curtail the child,
But
then
that's
that
assuming that parents
give
like,
a fuck.
Well, obviously, like they're going to
We're
give a
on the
fuck because
Many do not give a fuck.
because
Did you
they're
not pay
they're not
attention
going to
to
want to
last
go.
segment?
No, because they're not going to want to go to jail. I'm saying like in this whatever, but like that's assuming that like parents are going to know what to do. Just because you say you're going to go to jail, if you don't like get your kid up like
It's very
figured
true. You're
out,
not
that doesn't
enabling-
mean that they
you're not
know
giving
what
them-
to do to
yeah,
fix the problem.
There's no tools to address
There
the
might
actual
be
and it-
some deeper
And
rooted
it
problems.
looks okay. So in here it says the Wisconsin experience. The idea came from Wisconsin, where 4 small
course.
towns have passed laws in the last 4 years allowing the parents of bullies to be charged. It appears no parents have been arrested there, and it's the police chief says we've never written a ticket. We wrote about 3 warning letters. 2 parents of 2 kids in the same family. They eventually moved.
They
Yeah,
like
you're
moved
just like
away.
scooting people away
Yeah.
from your counties.
So
Well, you
there's
scoot the bully away from those poor fucking kids that are getting bullied.
problem solved.
Okay, so to wrap it up, if your child, okay, if to all the vulgar parents, specifically in Wisconsin, who you just dissed,
I'm not dissing anybody.
you just said, of course, it's from Wisconsin. I'm just
I'm
kidding.
just-
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay. So, but in all seriousness, okay, a parent at home,
Uh-huh.
they either believe that their kid is, a bully, or they've gotten one of these letters sent home that their kid is bullying. What do they do? What should they do? How should they address it? Like to the helpless parent at home who doesn't know what to do and are sad and shocked to find out that their kids are a bully. What do they do?
Whatever
Yeah,
that
I
kid's
mean-
doing to other kids, do to that child.
That's why I did not ask. I am asking the expert here, okay, who actually went to school for
Oh,
this.
I thought you were talking to me.
Now that because
No,
that's my
I
answer
think
too.
I think
Beat
like
the shit out of them. Here,
it
take
comes-
this knife to school.
It comes from 2 areas. Like your kid doesn't have self confidence and they're trying to overcompensate.
Okay. So try and build
or-
your kid up in more
or-
positive ways.
It's like that
Exactly.
South Park episode where they take over FedEx because they have small dicks.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
I was just trying to make sure we're on the same page.
We're on the
Because
same
apparently
page.
you two are on the same page,
If she
but
was
I'm
gi-
not. So
if
I
she
just
was
wanted to-
giving a parenting PowerPoint, that would be a
It would be-
slide on
Do you
the fucking
remember the
screen.
South Park episode?
Where they have
Yeah,
small
exactly.
dicks so they could take
Small
over FedEx?
dicks.
Yeah.
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 That's why we're doing this.
Okay, so empower their children, work
Well,
on their
yeah,
self
it's like
work on their
self-confidence
self-esteem.
issue, or it's being modeled somewhere.
Like
at
maybe
home.
maybe look in the mirror,
And
mom
then
and
at
dad.
that
Look in the
point,
mirror.
you
Fucking
probably
bully.
should move
Like,
out of town.
Maybe you should be
if-
pulling a fucking gun in the
If you
goddamn
and your
barber college.
like, if you're a parent here and you like, make fun of a lot of people, or you like, like make fun of people, or like make a joke at other people's expenses, like that's modeling for other kids, and they're paying attention to that, and that's
Yeah.
the kind of humor that they take on. Then,
Okay.
so it's like
So either
one of
your
2
kid
reasons.
has low self-esteem or you're a shitty parent. Those are your 2 options.
I mean,
or
I
move
mean,
away.
That's not
It
like
might be
Or
two-
move away.
Might be 2 pieces of the same puzzle.
That could be
Maybe
too.
your
I mean, there's
kid has
obviously
fucked
a
up
lot of other
self-confidence
things
because
that
you're a
could
shitty
be.
parent.
Shitty parent,
So you got to
and-
work on yourself, make sure that you're modeling good behavior,
Mm-hmm.
and then work on your kid. But yeah, it's kind of right. Like if you're a shitty parent, you're gonna have a
Mm-hmm.
shitty kid.
That's probably true.
It's something I literally battle every day.
But sometimes good
Apple
parents have
doesn't
shitty kids.
fall far from the tree.
I hope mine fucking rolls down a hill into greener pastures.
Yeah.
Fuck away from me.
Aww.
Oh. All right. On that note, you guys, this has been a great week. I want to thank our guest host, Counselor Whitney, right beside
right.
Coach Chuse.
Yeah.
What a love seat of expertise in
That's
front of
right.
me tonight.
Years of dedication and
Yeah. Whitney, any final plugs for the listeners at home this week?
Like what? Like my Facebook and Twitter and stuff?
Nope. I know you are anonymous, except that you're sadly married to me and I'm not. But aside from that, any shout outs?
You can say hi to your mom. if you
I Yeah, I mean, since this is to my mother. I mean, to mothers all out there, and this episode is dedicated to mothers. I guess I would give a shout out to Linda, one of the best mothers out there.
Well, when Linda actually listens to this, she's going to shit her pants and try and get you to divorce me.
Yeah,
which
she's never
has
going to listen.
Probably
to this.
happened before, but it's okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right, and to the life coach, Coach Choops, hit him up with your final plug of the night.
As always, Instagram at rchoops, Twitter at Ryan C Life Coach.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Boom. And then I kind of want to bring back what we were doing before and try and get some money.
Oh yeah.
We were doing $100 and nobody bit, so we're gonna lower it down to $69, and
Okay.
I will say whatever you want to say.
So $69.
Correct.
And Coach Choops will plug whatever you want him to plug. Your business, your website. You can get him to say anything you want.
Yep.
$69 for the low
$69.
price. $21 off. 21% off.
That's right.
Excellent.
What do you got for us?
You did that math so quick. You're so smart.
Honey, I do. Yes, we've talked.
Actually,
I'm gonna be teaching the
31%
kids.
and
Yeah.
not 21%, but whatever.
Carry the one.
You know.
All right.
I was just trying to help.
I love how she instantly thought I was right. Did you like that? You see that? That was a little glimpse.
That's why you keep me around, because even
He's
when
so-
you think he's right, I'll show you how he's not.
He's so smart. He's so smart. All right. And my final plug, check me out at Scotty Boombox on everything. Dropping a fire mixtape this week with DJ Rhino. Check for that.
What's that called?
It's going to be called Sexy is Forever.
Yes.
The new fire mixtape from Scotty Boombox and DJ Rhino.
Best dance party out there.
It will be. All right, guys, this has been the Vulgar Parenting Podcast. Thank you for listening. Subscribe now on iTunes. Give us that 5-star rating. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/TheVP Podcast. Follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at Vulgar Parenting. Email us, vulgarparenting@gmail.com. And of course, if you can't remember any of that, check out everything we do at vulgarparenting.com.